Nice to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Isn't it something like listening to the stories about the buses going around the country, day in, day out, making their way around with passengers who are on different stages of their experience of the cancer world? And
Yeah.
this is something that your mum would have experienced.
Yeah, definitely. My mum actually, see, for us, it was kind of, we were lucky in a way because there was 7 of us in the family, there were 7 kids.
Yeah.
So we were always able to share around the lifts and stuff like that and go to different treatments for mum and dad. But my mum liked getting on the bus. She goes, no, I'm going to get the bus today. I want to get the bus.
Yeah.
And she used to get it to Galway for treatment, and there'd be 3 or 4 other people on it, and she'd meet the same people and they'd be picking them up on the way. And she would have been a very morale person. She'd be getting on, come on now, we'll be grand now, we'll get through this now, Tommy, and you'll be your next treatment, and then you're through it. Like she used to be really
like a cheerleader.
She was getting on, going, right, here we go, we're on the bus. She was like the captain of the bus or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was important to her because she said, you know, if we don't get on the bus is going to stop, and if the bus stops, then what about people that don't have lifts?
Yeah.
You know, what about people that don't have 3 sons or 4? You know, like it's.
What a great attitude.
Yeah, she was amazing. She was very positive. She was very determined to. She was very determined to fight it. Do you know what I mean? She was a very strong person, Ryan. She was like just a pillar.
Yeah.
The pillar of our family. You know, she really was, and it showed when she was fighting it for obviously 4 years.
What did she die of, Shane?
Lung cancer.
You know, your story, and you know, my condolences to you, because
Thanks.
I didn't realise how close it was for your parents that they passed away. I mean, was it 9?
It was, yeah, just over 9 months. My mum died in December 2019, just before the pandemic hit, and my dad then died October. So yeah, just 9.5 months apart.
And how did your father die? Do you remember?
My dad had pancreatic cancer. And it was so surreal at the time because my mum was sick, and you kind of wait your whole life wondering, you know, when's my parents going to get sick, or what's going to happen to my parents, you know, and they're always, you think they're superheroes, you know. And my mum and dad got to live a very long life, a very long and happy life. But then when my mum got sick, it was a bit of a, oh my God, okay, this is serious now. This is the start of it. But a few years after she was sick and she had done her treatments and she was doing really well, you know, one of the first things she did, actually, she had one of her lungs removed, which was a very scary time for us as a family, and just not understanding it. But my mum used to say, the Pope only had 1 lung. Pope John Paul had 1 lung, so if he can have 1 lung, I can have 1 lung.
Some woman.
But that's what she was like. Like, honestly, after the operation, she came home and she had to recover a little bit. But like a month or 6 weeks after, she was out walking her German Shepherd up the road, like going, I'm not going to be, you know, I'm fine. I'll be grand on 1 lung. She had enough energy that 1 lung was enough. Honestly, people that know her will totally understand what I'm saying.
I bet your impression of your mother is uncanny.
Oh, like, well, yeah, maybe. But so a few years later, and it was lovely because my mum and dad got to see the Westlife reunion, which was very important to me. And got to be at Crow Park, the final concerts.
Great.
They were there together, and it was my 40th birthday, so it was a really special moment, probably the most special moment in my life for my parents to be there to see that, knowing that my mum was sick, you know. And she was quite ill at the time, and she put on her nice outfit and came up the road. I'm grand. But I knew from talking to my brothers and sisters that she was quite ill at the time. And coming up to that concert, I was away touring obviously for a couple of months, so I hadn't seen her at all in like 6 weeks. But then 3 or 4 days after that, we found out my dad had pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
Just like that, and it was like, so when you hear that too. With your dad, you think, you know, or you hear about pancreatic cancer, you worry even more because you hear about the stories of, you know, Steve Jobs and all these people that, you know, died in 4 weeks or 3 weeks, and it can be a very quick cancer. So that hit me like a steam train. It was honestly, it was, because myself and my dad were, you know, very close. You know, we were really, really close.
What does that mean? I mean,
he was just, I could talk to him about anything.
Really?
I would talk to him about the first person that would call after the Late Late Show would be my dad. Now on the way home, that was class. Geez, you look great. Not sure about that jacket on Mark, or I would say something
Really?
funny. He'd totally he'd totally, geez, that was a great song or whatever. But we were just honestly, he was like my best friend.
Yeah.
I could talk to him about anything. We have when I think of my dad, I have so many great memories of him growing up. But as I got older, we got very close, and he was just an amazing man.
There's a radio centre across the way, and when my father died, I remember on a Friday I'd be walking over to TV, and I'd pick my phone out of my pocket, and I'd say, "How was the week?" And we'd shoot the breeze. We did it for years.
Yeah.
And then he died, and the phone stays in the pocket. It changes everything, because you think you have certainty all your life.
Yeah.
Gone.
And you've nobody to... You don't have that person to call anymore. And that's what I even notice now. I go to call him.
You still?
Regularly. I go to text him. I go, I must tell Dad that. Because my mum would always be slagging as well, going, what are you plotting and planning now? You're always chatting and planning, And we'd be just talking about something in the future, or I'd say, Dad, we're doing this gig in Dubai, or we're doing this thing in Singapore. He'd be like, oh my God, that's class, or whatever. And he'd be just excited about the whole thing. And we were like friends as well as, father and son.
And what I gather from your family situation is that your mother and father was a good love story. Like, it wasn't...
Oh my God, honestly, Ryan, it was... Textbook stuff. Like, 55 years they were together.
Wow.
And my mum and dad I never heard them argue once in my whole life.
You're joking.
Never argued once.
And they're Irish.
And but my dad adored my mother. Absolutely adored the ground she walked on.
Did he
and
really?
It was funny, like if we were, when we were younger, if one of us came home late or one of us did something wrong, Dad would never really give out to us, but he'd say, don't do that to your mother. Don't upset your mother like that. And it was like, he's bringing the mom card out now.
That's the big card.
That means you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Don't do that again. And it was just, I don't know, it was all about her.
So when your mother died, I can't imagine then how that affected your father then. That must have been...
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was, it was really bad. It was a really difficult time. Obviously, for any family losing their mother to cancer, it's a very, very sad time. But my dad was particularly, he was heartbroken by it, he just missed her so much. Like, he had pictures of her. He asked her to put pictures of her up on the bed and around the place. It was like pictures of her everywhere. And the dog, German Shepherd, King, his other love.
So it sounds.
Honestly, he loved that dog.
Yeah.
Even there was one time, even he was lying in the bed, at the end, near the end, and there was a picture of her on the wall. He had an old picture of her from when they first met.
Okay.
And he was, look at her, they're looking class, He'd be saying to you, and we'd be like laughing away. But the sun used to come in one of the windows and shine off it in the morning, so he couldn't see her. So he asked, I think it was Rowan, I think it was my sister's husband, to put a little nail in behind it just to tilt the picture out, so the sun couldn't hit it. Whatever way it was, the sun couldn't hit it, so he could still see it. Yeah, it was. They were just, they were a proper love story. Yeah.
This has been a tough year.
Yeah, it's been a very difficult year. Listen, the last year has been horrendous for everybody. Obviously, it's been the worst year in probably humanity. With COVID, obviously, but it's to lose both your parents any year, Ryan, it'd be horrendous, But it's it's been difficult but I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and we're very close, and we're very much in contact, probably more now than we've ever been, which is lovely. And we kind of keep ourselves kind of going.
Good.
Which is nice to have.
You also had that very peculiar experience of having a full pre-COVID Irish funeral.
Oh yeah.
With all the sandwiches and all the people and all the handshakes, right? Versus the eerie, peculiar COVID funeral.
It was, yeah. My mum's funeral was amazing. Like, honestly, it was such a big funeral. Like, even the wake, over a couple of thousand people showed up to my mum's funeral, and we couldn't believe it. We were shaking hands for like 6 hours nearly.
Yeah.
It was great to see it. You saw so many people from Sligo and so many people that you recognise the face. Oh, your mum was amazing, or your mum, and they'd all have a little story and they'd tell you.
Really?
And it was great to see it. And my dad was like, "This is class," you know. Like he was like,
Yeah.
you know, she deserved this.
Yeah,
Like this,
yeah.
she would have loved this. As so many people actually did care about her.
Yeah.
But again, my dad was like, even my dad said to me a few weeks actually before he died, he said to me, you know, "I'm glad your mum got the big funeral."
Did he say that?
You know, he said it to me, yeah. And you know, we were going up to the grave one day. He used to like going to see the grave, and he used to love driving. He used to bring him out in his car and drive him. We'd all bring him for little spins, whatever, around Sligo. And we brought him up, and he said, coming back from the grave, he said, he's just out of the blue, like, and he'd never really say, "Oh, I love your mum," or I love her, and he'd never say that to me. But he just said, "They say that time heals a broken heart," and he says, "I don't know about that." Oh. Do you know?
Oh, Lord.
And I was like, "Oh, Dad." And I was like, that was his way of saying, "I'm absolutely heartbroken."
Yeah.
But he didn't say it. And I said, "Where'd you hear that?" And he goes, That's from a Jim Reeves song. You know?
Get away.
"I Can't Stop Loving You." Jim Reeves song,
Yeah.
beautiful song.
Yeah.
But that's one of the lines in it. So that was his way of saying, and that was only like a couple of weeks before he died.
Do you think they're together?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you? Are you a religious person? Do you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So you pray to them, for them? You think they're in heaven, or?
All the time. All the time. Even today, like, you know, you see little robins and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and I was coming in the gate today before I left to drive up, and a robin just flew straight in front of the car, like literally straight in front, and landed beside a bunch of daffodils.
Really?
Honestly, like, it was...
And what was that for you?
that was my mum.
Get away.
Like, to me, that was like a sign from my mum. See, you take the signs from whatever makes you feel happy, but that to me today, and she was chirping away, she was like, "Up now, you know, do the late show, and you better be good tonight," you know.
You speak fluent Robin now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's oh, look, anything that gets you, that makes you smile, Ryan, is nice.
I understand it. You know, it's so kind of you to come in tonight and speak so honestly and warmly about your parents. And I know that the Irish Cancer Society, as we're talking about the daffodils, and you're supporting it tonight, and that's what it's all about, and the wonderful volunteers. That's why you're here.
Absolutely, it's such an important service, Ryan. Because when I was asked to do it, obviously, you know, you hear about people with cancer, you hear about all the different stories, and it's terrible. But the Daffodil Foundation, it's all about kind of the services to help you get through cancer.
Yes.
To help you deal with it, to help deal with the shock
Yes.
of getting it, whether it's talking to a volunteer or talking to a professional. And somebody goes, like, "What does this mean for me?" Like, people cancer must be very, you know, it must be a very scary place.
Hugely.
To hear that word, like 44,000 people a year here, you've got cancer.
And then you have people in the society who offer reassurance.
No, absolutely, just to pick up the phone and go, "Listen, I'm not feeling well," or whatever it may be, or even having a night nurse come to visit you, or the bus. You know, all these little things it's helping people deal with the process of cancer, because it's a battle. It's a battle from day one, and it's probably the scariest thing to ever hear. But everybody watching tonight is going to be affected by cancer, or probably going to be affected by cancer in some way, whether it's happened already or whether it's going to happen tomorrow or next week. They're going to be affected by it, and if this service is gone, all them little things that are so important are gone with it, and it's all funded by charitable donations.
Like
you know,
people watching tonight?
Like people watching tonight, absolutely. It's like, and it's buy a daffodil or buy a teddy bear instead of buying an Easter egg, or instead of buying 2 Easter eggs this year, maybe buy a little teddy bear or whatever, make a small donation. But it's amazing how far that will go to keeping this alive and keeping it going every year. And it's something that I'm going to do. It's like, for me, this is the start of it. You know, this is something that's always going to be close to my heart. And Daffodil Day is always going to be that special day. So you know, hopefully people will just support that. You know?
I think they will. They're pretty good out there. Can we hit you up for a song later on? Would you be okay with that?
Absolutely, I'll
Sounds
try.
good. We couldn't have you here without it. Thanks for coming in to us tonight. It's great to see you.
Cheers, Ryan.
Mind
Thank
yourself.
you.
Okay, go
Thanks
well.
a lot.